Alright, so yeah, just before the video starts, I thought I'd announce the winner for the competition. I did do it last week regarding the winning the 5 light bases. There is one winner. So from the comments I've had to check, there is one winner. So I'm just going to load a Photoshop moment. So I print screened every single one, just to show you where they are. So our first one was at 31 seconds. Second one, 1 minute 25. Third at 1 minute 37. Fourth at 2 minutes 38. Fifth at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Sixth at 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Seventh at 10 minutes and 46 seconds. Forgot what was on there. Eighth at 17 and 1. So number 9 was at 20 and 34. But so was number 10. It was so quick you may have missed it. So there was 2 of them at 20 minutes 34 seconds. So, and then the last one, the 11th one, so there was 11 of them at 24 minutes and 56 seconds. So there was only one person who commented 11, and that was JC Rector. Okay, so congratulations, JC Rector. All you need to do now is just get in contact. If you go to my About Me page, you can get in contact with me via email there. Just send me some details of where you'd like the bases to be sent, whether it's like a home address, a PO box, or anything. Anywhere you can collect them from, just let me know. And you'll also need to send me a little screen print. So if you go onto my channel there, it'll show you if you're subscribed or not. That was one of the rules. You don't need to be subscribed because it doesn't actually show everybody who is subscribed to my channel. So yeah, if you can do that, and yeah, get that over to me, and then I'll send them out to you as soon as I can. And a big shout out to everybody who did enter. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, if you didn't win this time, next time I do run a competition, again, enter again, because you got to be in it to win it, as they say. So yeah, well done guys, everybody who did enter. Alright, so again, congratulations. I hope you enjoy them. Continue with the video. Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Mark here with a new video for the Free File Friday. It's the Queen's Jubilee, so I'm a little bit rough, but I'm going to get through. I did try and record this earlier in the week, but yeah, the files have just been corrupt, and I need to redo it and show you how we do it today. So it's episode 3 of Free File Friday, and what I thought I'd do today is these laser cut maps. So you see lots of them all online, on Etsy and stuff, and on Facebook. It really caught my eye. I thought they were quite good. So what I thought I'd do today is make my own, show you how I make it, talk through all the details and everything, so you can go ahead and make your own. So today I'm going to be doing my country, which is Wales. Oh, didn't want that. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'm just going to go into Google, and I'm just going to find a picture of Wales. Probably best to have one of like a solid colour. If you had one with lots of like words like that, you'd probably have to draw the outline manually. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a solid colour so I can use the trace function in Inkscape. So I've got everything set up here. I'm just going to pop this in the centre. We're going to go path, trace bitmap. Leave all that standard because all I really want to use it for is the outline. So let's get rid of the original picture. Any words, we'll just delete them, and we'll make it a bit smaller to fit within the page. Perfect. So I've got that there. All I'm going to do now, I'm going to make the border so everything we go on and work around. So if you have a look, the way it's built up, got your bottom layer on top, and I'm going to have a border around the outside as well. So first of all, let's make the base. We'll make this 200 by 290, I think. I'll center it to the whole page. Select it, object, and we're going to lower to bottom. We'll change this to a nice dark blue, because this is going to be our most bottom layer. Let me just change this to a nice bright colour. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a border around all this so it'll all connect that as well. So for our border, we'll just duplicate this, so it's Control D. We'll change the color of that. And then we'll Control D again. So now we've got another copy. Change the color of that. Now I'm going to do, I'm just going to click the transform arrows there, hold Control and Shift, and I'm going to bring him in. Try and get it nice and even, about there. So select the outer border, hold Shift, select the inside square path, and we're going to difference that. So we've got a nice border there for that. So what we're going to be doing is for the parts of the water, we're going to be connecting all that to the border. Let's put them in place. So the country's going to go about there. That's fine. So we're going to do next, we need to add the names and all the roads. So we'll just copy this image, right click copy, back into Inkscape and Control V or right click and V for paste, or right click and paste, sorry. I'll take the opacity down on this, so in the fill and stroke option you can bring the opacity down, and we're just going to bring this down. It's a bit slow because it is just a bitmap. You can trace it to make it a bit quicker, but we're just going to roughly put this in place. And try and match up as close as we can to our picture. Okay, it's probably about as close as we can get it. So what we want to do now, we want to take the names that are on here and we want to put them in place over here. Now you could try and trace the bitmap here, but I mean it looks alright, but you'd have a lot of messing around to do, because what I like to do is put all the place names within the actual country itself, because obviously when you're engraving and cutting it out, if they're outside of the actual country or town, whatever you're doing, obviously you're not going to see them, they're going to cut off. So all I did was I just did it manually. So I just took the text tool, click, and just what we've got to be able to frill, and I'll do that to size 10, and we just move it in place of where it should be. Right, so we're going to start doing all the roads, and you can do the rivers as well. So before we do that, select your country and we'll pop the stroke on it so we've got an outline to it, and we can take the fill off. I'll leave the fill on, it's completely up to you how you do this. I'll just pop this back in place, turn your snapping on. I just like to turn everything on. Draw Bezier curves tool, and you can start drawing the roads and the rivers and everything then as well. So you can click here, it'll snap there, just click and drag, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so yeah, you just do that. So that's one road. So press space to complete, press space again, and it'll go back to the original tool you've used. So we can come here and we can do it to Flintshire. Again, space done, and then we'll come through Flintshire, and you can just copy the paths. And we'll lock them, spacebar, that is done. So do that for the whole thing. So I'm going to do that for everything else now, and we'll be back in a couple of moments, and we'll pop him on. Alright, there we go, guys. So all the roads in, some rivers, and all the place names. Obviously we've got the country name smack bang in the middle. So that's all done. I am absolutely happy with that. So we just need to do a bit of cleanup now. So with this part of the country, I'm just going to move that up to connect with the frame. Just turn snapping off a second, and we'll take it right up there. And again, the same with the bottom. Now we just get to the parts of the water. So you see there's multiple layers of parts of the water, the land under the water. As it gets deeper, well, the way I'm going to do it is, it gets deeper, it is going to get darker. So how we do that? Very simple. Just select the country. What I'm going to do is press Control and D. We'll change the color to nice bright blue. And all you need to do, we'll bring it down below the actual country, and we're going to hold Control and press the closed bracket button. There we go. So what that does, then it just expands the actual path we've got outwards. So we've got some artifacts over here. We'll just get rid of them. These up here are fine because I can just move them inwards as well. I've got a couple out here because obviously the path is coming up here, so I'll just move them in. Just to there. Perfect. So with this bit, you can leave it as it is like that. I'll just turn the stroke off so you can see it a little bit better. So you can leave it like that, but what I like to do, I like to just have a little play with the nodes, go a bit crazy with these, and just move them about. And there's lots of stuff you can do. But just moving this that way, moving this that way. You can select a bunch of them, straighten it up, rounding back off, and then go in and just delete a couple, change the shape. It's literally unlimited what you can do with this now. Okay, happy with that. So what we'll do now, we'll do exactly the same as what we did before. So we'll select this layer, so the blue layer, Control D, to make the color now a bit darker. And then we're going to go path, and we'll just load it all the way down there. And again, hold Control, and press the close bracket a couple of times. Come down here. We can see we're clipping over here a bit, so we can just move that over, and we can just move these in. It really doesn't want to be moved. Okay, we'll have a quick mess around with a couple of these. Like I said, when you do one, you'll move on to the next one, and then you'll probably go back to doing the other one again. Right, so I'm just going back and forth, different layers, just to try and keep it looking a bit realistic. Right, we're only going to do a third layer for this now. So again, we'll select it, Control D, and we'll make this even darker again. Not purple, preferably. And we'll lower this. Oh, it's just page down, really, isn't it? So we can just press page down. Here we go. And again, Control and the closed bracket. Again, mess around with a couple of the nodes. You don't have to change the nodes, you can leave them as they are when you expand it. I'm going to leave that as it is, but for every layer I'm going to make a frame, and I'm going to union it with the layer below it. So we've got the frame, Control D. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I've got loads of copies of these frames in place. We'll select the top one, hold shift, select the country. So that's that selected, and we're just going to go path union. So when we move that over there, we know that one's done. So again, select the frame, hold shift, we'll select the water below it, path union. That one's done. Same again, frame, hold shift, select that part of the water, path union. That is done. Next one, select the frame, hold shift, select that part of the water, object union, oh, path union, sorry. And then for that one, exactly the same, path union. And then that's our one on top. Perfect, there we go. So that's how you do it, guys. So all you need to do then is just take the fill off and pop a stroke on everything. There we go. So fill off, because you don't need the colour on. I mean, you can leave the colour on. We see we've got a random line here, so we can just delete anything extra that's sitting in there. But each layer now is ready to be sent to the laser cutter to cut out, and you can stack them on top of each other. You leave the roads and the place names in black because we're going to be engraving them, and everything else in red is going to be cut out on the laser itself. But all the layers set up are ready to go. All we need to do now is just save each individual layer and ready to be sent down to the cutter. Right guys, so we've actually got the whole thing cut out now from the cutter. Didn't take long at all, and this thing looks absolutely amazing. Forgot one piece. Nearly forgot the bottom. So yeah guys, that looks so good. Especially with the stained wood on top, it kind of makes it look like a really old type wood, so I'm really happy with that. I'm going to paint the top bit black, so that's going to be the top frame. Leave that stained as it is, and then with these ones, with the water bits, I'm going to paint them. So this one's going to be a light blue, it's going to be slightly darker again, and this one will be almost black. So to start that off now, look at that. That just takes, like, this wood takes acrylic so nice. Okay guys, it's all done. I did forget I had to paint the frame as well, so I've painted that in black. I've also changed the back panel from the piece of card to another piece of plywood. Two reasons. The plywood, it wasn't the exact same size, so I just didn't like how it looked. Didn't have the grain with it either, so I thought, yeah, I'll change it and I'll put it and I'll match it with everything else. So this is the first time I'm putting it together, by the way. I'm excited, really excited, because it's going to look amazing. So we got that there. And then we'll pop Wales just there. This looks amazing, guys. Just saying. This honestly looks so good. hold it up for the camera. Honestly, that looks absolutely amazing. I may fill it with resin at some point in the future, but at the moment, I just like the way that is. Honestly, that looks so good. So yeah, this will be... Let me try and get a focus on that. So this will be the file. Obviously, it is Wales. If you're from Wales, it's happy days. You don't need to do anything with it. You just cut it out. But yeah, so the video, it is just going to show you, you know, how to do this for yourself. It's very easy, very straightforward. This on Google Images, you can find like a map of any like town or city or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to glue this together. And we'll need to take some shots for the thumbnail. I think I'll have to get the wife to do that because I can't take photos for the life of me. But yeah, we'll glue it all up now. We'll put some weight on it. We'll leave that for about half hour to an hour. And yeah, we'll go from there.